Hi, everyone. Yes, it's really Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. I'm not sure where Sherry and Sharon are, but Allie is taking this particular episode off. So, maybe they'll join us later. Here's Sherry. We did talk about shifting our time, but Sherry, we can't hear you. She's got to hook up her sound.
Yeah, I forgot to turn the mic on. Sorry.
Okay, no
There you go.
No problem. I like the background.
What background?
That's nice looking, actually.
Yeah, I've been rearranging.
I think it really looks good.
Let me see if I can do this without y'all completely
discombobulating. Discombobulating. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I really like that, Sherry.
And
yeah. Very, very pretty and nice to look at.
The red cherry blossom.
Yeah.
The red cherry blossoms, my son painted that.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I've been after him for years. All right, put the camera back.
That's sweet. I love that.
I've been after him for years to give me that damn painting. and he never would give it to me.
Really?
He gave me a bunch of others, but he wouldn't give me that one.
Oh,
and so
yeah. And Sharon says, "Oh my gosh, I thought our new time was 5:30. It is starting next week."
Yeah, starting next week.
Sorry, y'all. I had a emergency phone call I had to make.
No, that's all right. That's all right. We were
snafu with the car, and so we were trying to work out.
How
to work it out.
Take care of that. No, that's priority.
So I was like, I said, it's all going to work out. Excellent. It's all going to work out. Everything. He was like, yeah. He says, that's what I keep telling myself. It's all going to work out.
It's all going to work out.
I said, it's all going to work out.
It looks like Sharon is going to be here.
And we have a plan B in case that doesn't work in the time frame we need it.
Yeah.
We've got a plan B set. So
good.
It's like, okay, I can breathe a little.
These are things to expect. We've got a lunar eclipse coming up. It is natural that we're going to start to feel the effects sooner. The big lesson is go with the flow.
Absolutely.
Go with the flow.
Totally. And that's really what you have to do. And I'm just going to take a minute here when Sharon's going to be here in about 5 minutes, but I'll just take a minute to say, welcome everyone.
Oh, we're live.
Yes, Sisters of the Mystical Tarot.
I didn't know we were live yet.
I have my beautiful co-host, Marina of Heart Centered Tarot.
Oh my goodness.
And Sherry, Voices from the Swamp, who
was having a minor heart attack when I got home. Thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
So we're glad to have Sherry here. And like I said, Sharon will be here in a few minutes. But Marina, what do you have going on your channel? Coming up.
Well, of course, we've got messages for light workers tomorrow. Looking forward to that. We also have Golden Girls tomorrow, which is going to be a lot of fun. And before I forget, for those of you out there who know Allison, Aries girl, tomorrow is her birthday.
That's right. Tomorrow's Allison's birthday.
So make sure that you let her know happy birthday. We're thinking about her, so didn't want to forget that. Friday is we've got Story in the cards. Another one I like, and I'll be doing we'll be doing the Cool Crown with her no, not Reveal the Future. This is the Cool Crown Oracle. And we had the first show 2 weeks ago, and man, I was vibrating towards the end. The energy was just so intense. So I'm prepared for that to come in this time. And what else? I'm also restarting as soon as this portion of the Achieving Union course ends.
Which is a wonderful course. Everybody take it. It's fabulous.
Thank
I've
you.
been taking it.
Thank you.
And hopefully next month I can do Val's class.
Yes.
I'm having to spread them out one at a time.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be starting the new one again on April 1st. So make sure, send me an email. I'll send you out all the information. It's members on my channel at if you're at the alumni, which is the highest level, you get to take the class for free. Anything below that and not anything below that is $30, and non-members it's $50 for the course. And honestly, I think that's cheap.
Yeah,
I really do. Considering what you get, I think
very much so.
Absolutely. Well, it's really transformative, and it shifts you from where you were. You can look back after that process, and you're a different person. You see yourself differently and hold yourself in the awareness differently. So definitely sign up for Marina's classes, because that is something over a long period of time. You're committing to shifting yourself, changing yourself, opening up your awareness and your gifts and all of that. So definitely do that. And so Sherry, what do you have coming up?
Not a heart attack, thank God. Snafu with the title on the car, and it's like, I'm just gonna believe it now. I told him earlier on the phone, I said, I'm claiming it now. Miracles happen in shorter time frames. We've got 3 weeks. We'll get it fixed. But if not, then we've got a backup plan, so I'm not gonna worry.
Okay.
Talk about timing.
We're talking about timing.
All the timing worked out. Somebody throws a rock in the middle of it. I haven't really scheduled a whole lot of stuff coming forward, because a couple of weeks ago I didn't know when I would be leaving or what would be happening when. So I'd kind of have left the end of March, beginning of April kind of open. So I'll probably be emailing people, hey, you want to do a collab? Kind of last minute. Let's see. Do we have polyterology tomorrow night? I don't even have my calendar.
Tomorrow night we have
no, not tomorrow night. But I'm not
even on the right month. Okay, what we've got is polyterology on the 22nd.
The 22nd. Okay. And it's also Mel's birthday on the 22nd. Mel Dorr. So he just got back. He just got back from his trip. So, and we'll be doing our Draining the Swamp on Monday. Mel and I. And so I may be calling some people saying, you want to come be a third? Because Arthur's already committed, so he won't be there on this coming Monday. And so, but that's the way it goes. So, and the rest of it, I don't know. I'll take it day to day.
That sounds good.
Still trying to finish rearranging everying, and so it's.
Well, you all mentioned all the.
You saw this corner, you would go. So.
Well, thank you, Sherry. And I was going to say that tonight I have Arthur Ease Your Mind on at 6 o'clock. So that's what, 9 o'clock
Eastern. Yeah, that'd be 9 Eastern, 8 Central.
And so join us there. We'll be answering your questions. And of course, sign up for any classes you want. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Marina's channel. And Sherry, are you open for memberships yet?
Not yet. I'm hoping to get it done in April.
Okay.
I'm just trying to. I finally have a logo.
Okay.
My new logo picture and everything. Many thanks to Michelle Marie. Who literally took
design and
took the picture that's been in my brain for almost 3 years and plucked it out, put it on down. sent it to me and said, "Is this what you're looking for?" I was like, "Oh my
She's
God,
amazing.
you must be psychic. How did you do that?"
She must be psychic.
It was, I mean,
Yes.
it was exactly what I've had in my brain for 3 years
Oh, that's
and
great.
couldn't seem to figure out how to get it on paper or anything. And she did a wonderful job. She's very reasonably priced. You know, so yeah, if you need digital artwork or stuff like that done, that's your girl. Go see Michelle Marie.
Oh, good to know that. Good to know that. And I did happen to see that, what she did, and it was top notch, really gorgeous. So, yeah, absolutely. So, Michelle Marie, Astrological Tarot, yes. So,
most definitely.
Oh, hi, Sharon.
Hello, Sharon. Sorry, I had to change. Actually, I'm too warm for this.
So
I had to put some makeup on. You guys surprised me.
So you look good. So what do you have coming up? Yeah. What do you have coming up on your channel, Sharon?
Next week on, I think maybe on this.
Yeah.
On this show, I will pull the names for the free reading I was promising, because I'm over 700 subscribers now.
Very good.
Yeah, and I've got some ideas for my channel. Like, I've just woken up. I was in a cocoon and I was stuck this past winter. And it's nice having a life coach for a partner, because she doesn't coach me, but she trades services with a fellow coach. And so I had what's called a rapid release. Went back in my timeline to age 5 to see there was a major thing that happened. And when I dug to the bottom of all the emotions associated with that, and then we went along the timeline more to the present. And anyway, so that was all detailed in 1, 3, 2 or 2-hour session. I think it was called 2.5. And then the next day was a session 2, and it was at least a couple of hours, and to release the emotions around that. And I saw in my mind's eye, I saw the first thing. Well, I think I've said it. It was my great uncle. I'm 5 years old. I'm sitting on his lap, and he's inappropriately touching me. And I'm looking at my dad going, "Aren't you going to help me?" So anyways, I felt shame. I felt guilt. I felt bad. I felt dirty. All these emotions. And I saw myself as that 5-year-old girl, replayed it. And I hop up his lap and I turn around and go, "You are a bad man." I go into the house and tell my grandmother, because we were visiting their farm, the uncle's farm. And I go into the house and tell my mother and grandmother right away. So, and then I saw along my timeline other things that happened to me. It all was like volcanoes, and they all blew up.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 reaction. And I feel it's an amazing process.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. That reminds me of the emotional freedom technique.
Right. I've done that.
You reprogram your brain doing those same things, revisiting those moments. So I love that. And I think that segues beautifully into our discussion of time.
Absolutely.
So
I know time. Well, no, it's not my turn, but I'm excited to talk about it.
No, what do you have to say? Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Just that when you either decide on something or you surrender and let spirit, it's all in divine timing, that sort of thing, all of a sudden things are put in front of you. Like this movie, TV show came up. It was actually French Canadian. And so I love listening to other languages, and I can read the subtitles quickly enough that I can enjoy, not a lot of people don't like subtitles, but I don't mind them at all.
I forget I'm reading it.
Yeah,
I think I'm hearing it when I'm reading it. I've done it so long.
I do the same thing.
Guilty pleasure South Korean drama.
Exactly. And it was about this doctor woman who her life was falling apart. She was sick. They couldn't find anything wrong with her. So she sees a psychiatrist, and he's brilliant. And just seeing basically where her troubles started. It was trauma.
Yeah.
Was in charge of her 9-year-old brother or something, and it was on her watch. She was supposed to be watching him, and I don't know what the accident was, but he was killed. And so she's carried that. Anyways, it was and all these things and things to help me with my channel, all this. I mean, I'm so excited because things.
But you know what? That is really what happens when you
find timing.
When you you open up and allow. Because
exactly.
that resistance you were in, that resistance, that cocoon of resistance, pushed everything away. But when you open up and you're in that flow of allowing again, this is why you see all these things showing up for you and all these things happening.
Do you know what else happened? My partner Lori calls it purple magic money. Have you heard about that? Okay, well, I look into another computer case that I don't use that often, and there's 2 envelopes, and it's money from two pet sitting gigs. Anyways, I had $950 in those.
Wow. Well, that was instant manifestation right there.
I know. So I want this. Yeah, I know. So this course I want to take. Well, I got the money.
Yay! Perfect.
That's pretty amazing.
Anyways, I'm so excited. The weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and the timing, it's really, really interesting what just pops up right away with such ease.
It does. And that's a beautiful thing. It's like you came out of the darkness into the light again. It's what we do periodically in our lives.
Yes.
Different levels. We always go through this internal thing, and then we come back out. Come back out.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Stuck. I mean, it was happy. I'd have my coffee in the morning and look at this great place. I was very content, but I was stuck.
Yeah. So that is about it's about self-actualizing and living your authentic truth, your authentic life. So that's when you move from your soul, your heart's desire. What is it that you desire? Well, your soul doesn't want you sitting there like a potato.
Exactly.
You may want to like a potato.
So I have to do this work. Like, leave me alone. I'm retired. But I truly do.
And that's being in resistance. But usually, I mean, the soul is all about your spiritual work and what you're here to do. And
well, my mother's even come through, I do meditation course and we practice, and she comes through and she kicked my butt.
Yeah.
We've gotten into a bad habit. Come on, get out there.
But you're ready when you're ready, and you were ready. So there you are.
Exactly.
So
thank you everyone for joining us. My goodness, it's lovely to have you here. It's lovely that you're spending some time with us, and hopefully whatever we do here, hopefully you resonate with it. Take what resonates and leave the rest.
So this particular show is about timing, just the right timing, and how things flow to you and why. What opens that up? Well, we kind of answered that a little bit with Sharon's story. Also, when things seem to take forever to come to you, why is that? It's the same kind of thing, but maybe there's a lot more involved. And all of this timing and time stuff, let's talk about time slips, time fluctuations, time morphing. And, what actually is time?
Yeah.
That's the concept of the measurement that we make. It's not really a real thing. We just made it up so that we can mark a time. But so in that
did anybody ever see the movie Lucy?
Yeah.
With Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I like the way that they tied all of that into around time. It was a very interesting concept of how they did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Time is not, time is just in the third dimension, this. Because if you go to the fourth dimension, time is not the same as we have it here. And
I once had experiences standing outside of time. It was really fascinating. With my mind, I could either go to the future past or the present. I was popping around. I was having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time is something that as we shift our consciousness and move into fourth and fifth dimensional frequencies, as we are in that state of awareness from time to time, going back and forth, we get those glimpses and have those understandings of what's going on. And I want to go to Marina and ask, in terms of time, how do you view it all, and what kind of experiences have you had, Marina, where everything just flows like crazy to you, and those times that nothing's flowing or you feel like it? What do you do for that, and what's that about for you?
I think a lot of it has to do, yes, time is very much a construct. And, I think in terms of a child, when you tell it, a child wants to know, can we go to the park? And you say later. They don't know what later means.
No.
Later could be 2 minutes from now. Is it time to go now? Or it could be something else. And the time constructs are something that we learn as we get older. We learn when it's time to go to bed. We learn when it's time to get up. We learn when it's time for school. So we associate certain activities with the quote unquote time that is shown to us on a clock. That doesn't necessarily relate. And we see that when we're traveling. How come, if 9 o'clock is bedtime and I travel to the other side of the world and it's not 9 o'clock, it's something else, I adjust to it, right? It may take a little bit of time, but I adjust to it because that's not the usual time. So to me, I see it as something that is very fluid, that isn't, it is restrictive because we make it restrictive, right? There are cultures in the world that really don't have a certain perception of time. Things are done when you feel like you should be doing it, right?
Like natives in the Amazon, or
yes,
right. Even First Nations, like Canadian First Nations, before the European, invasion, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, they agreed to get together, but but they got, they kind of sauntered in. It wasn't a stuck time. They just gathered. They just let it organically happen.
Yeah, and that give you an example of dealing with Indian time, which is that's what they call it. Was I had many years ago. I had we discovered I had a lesion on my cerebellum, and it kind of brought me some problems in terms of balance and whatnot. So my sister heard that there was going to be a healer who was coming up to the local native tribe, and she had known the chief of the tribe very well. So she asked him, would I be able to get in for a possible healing? And they said, yes, when we're ready to go, we'll give you a call. So I'm ready. And I'm thinking, white man time, right? Tell me what my appointment is and I'll show up. Well, my sister called me. I was at work, and she said, listen, I just got a call from Bruce, and they said, come on up. Okay, perfect, great. I locked everything up. We left. We made it up to his home, and his wife, his daughters were there, and everybody's kind of working on different things around the house, and we're sitting down, and I'm waiting, and I'm thinking, okay, where is this treatment going to take?
An exact appointment.
Yeah, because I have a watch, right? So anyway, we asked, is there anything we can help you with in the kitchen? And yes, you can peel the potatoes. All righty. So I'm peeling potatoes and doing whatever. So it took we were there for, I bet you, a good 6 hours, if not a little longer, before it was like, okay, you know, you can come in. And yeah, I was the first one in there and received this treatment. The lesion is gone. It's been years. I received a blessing. I received a healing, but it happened when it was supposed to, according to the time that they determined that, okay, now is the time to go. Not on my time. It was
And
on
you know, you reminded me of the Hawaiians, the native Hawaiians, when you're there. This is how they work.
Yeah.
The same exact way.
I have to let the cat out. You carry on.
So Sherry, what, unmute yourself, and what is your experience as far as things flowing to you or not? What do you do in those? One day you're manifesting like crazy and everything's flowing to you and everything's wonderful, and the next minute you feel like you're stuck or things aren't happening. What do
today, for instance?
Today is an exact.
It's like, wow, did Spirit give me a something to use?
Yes,
as an example. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like through most of my life, most of the time, I always felt like I was a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah,
I guess is how they put it. It was like I was always, I always felt like I was trying to catch up. It was always somebody else that caught the best deal or got to meet the right person at the right time or got the right job or, you know, and I was just kind of there for the leftovers. And it took a long time for me to get past that mindset that I wasn't good enough. And I think that's where a lot of it stemmed from, was my lack of self-esteem because of things that happened in my childhood, and things that happened in my past life, as Val knows, because she did an Akashic reading on me, and we were able to pull up and clear quite a few things that I didn't even realize I still hung on to, you know. So, but it's like when things are flowing the way they're supposed to, everything feels smooth. Like in my body, like everything feels smooth.
Yeah.
And the minute there's a hiccup, the stomach knots up, the heart starts pounding, headaches show up. You know, I start getting nervous, biting my nails, because it's stuff that'll happen that I have no control over. And most of the time, I have found when looking back, those pauses, those interruptions, those hiccups along the way were actually what provided a better outcome for me.
And you know, I just read a book that said in those pauses are when the magic is happening.
Yes. I just read that too, was something, wasn't in a book, it was something else I was reading, and they used that line. I was like, yeah, that's very true. I mean, and you can't give up, I think, is the biggest thing I've learned over my life is, okay, well, it's not happening now. It's not happening now. It's not happening now. Well, when the hell is it going to happen?
Faith and
then you get to that point where you're like, fine, whatever. I don't care anymore. Boom. That's when it happens.
That's when it happens.
It's like,
When you have
once
no
you let go,
expectations, you let go and allow it to happen in its own timing.
Yes.
Then boom. Because you actually are pushing it away when your
obsessing
expectation is there like a field.
Yeah, you have to surrender.
If you do surrender and let it just happen, it comes so fast. So I love that. Thank you.
I was told back in October 2020, actually by Debbie Freebird Spirit. She used to have a channel, and she was on with Karen, you know, when she, and they said, yes, you're going to be meeting somebody. I was just curious, am I going to have another, major relationship? Because I haven't had many. I have long ones, and I'm not one to kind of, date, play the field. It's just not my style. Anyways, they said, well, yes, there is someone there, but both of you are not ready. There's these certain things that have to happen. And so I'd ask periodically, and then finally it was I guess about a month or two before I met Lori, and I met her in February 2023. So that was 3.5 years. No, 3. Yeah, no, maybe 2.5 years. Anyways, long time. When I finally let go of it, and then my friend Brenda Tarot, she said, "Oh, no, it's coming around the corner. You're going to meet this person soon." But I had to really let go, and Debbie was right. Debbie and Karen were right. Lori was not ready. She had to go through a lot of changes.
Yes.
And I'm sure me too.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
absolutely.
When you meet a significant relationship, you're usually doing a lot of things beforehand to get ready for that in preparation. Sometimes that involves another little relationship to, get you sort of in the right stage or the right step to let go and allow, and to see that person be your authentic self, and see that person and appreciate them just like they show up.
Exactly.
So we don't present our nice face and not our real face.
Yeah.
That's why every relationship, when it ends, I think requires a time of grieving and a time of reflection, where you look at it and you say, okay, you know what? Yeah, maybe some things happened, quote unquote, to me, but I allowed these things to happen. So what steps do I need to take? How do I alter things so that this doesn't happen again? And I've seen it so many times where a person ends one relationship and they jump into another relationship, and they do it constantly. And then it's like, none of my relationships work. No, and they never will, because you keep taking the baggage with you. You're not doing anything to learn from the past. You're just bringing that past into the new relationship. And the
really, you can never see
bigger and bigger.
Right. You can't see that person in front of you for who they really are, because this baggage is in the way. And you're filtering everything through not trusting someone, not feeling like they do enough for you, feeling like you're the one who does everything. They don't spend enough time with you, your abandonment issues, whatever that is, that's your filter. So this person might be the most ideal person for you could ever imagine, but you didn't get rid of all this baggage first. It colors your vision from seeing this beautiful soul who's in front of you, who would be ideal. So you chase them off because they're going, what the heck's wrong with her? So just remember that.
Doesn't that explain sometimes how you run into someone and it doesn't work out, and then you run into them 7 years later, and it's like, oh my gosh, we met, remember?
The bells of heaven go off, and the church bells, and
exactly.
You had work to do. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I love all that. And we do have 3 questions from the chat, from not this chat, from our community page. And we're going to start with this was a long one and I had to boil it down. So Cirkish, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but Sister A moved into the elderly parents' home during COVID, and she never left. She undermines this Skirtish's advice, and she's actually a healthcare professional. So apparently Sister A is a little, she's testy and she has a lot of baggage. Okay. Isn't in a relationship, doesn't have any kids, etc. And she's kind of messed up. But she's saying, will her sister see the light? Will she evolve? Will her third sister, Sister C, help Sister A? That's a lot of questions in that one thing. I tried to boil it down, but basically, Sister A is a hot mess.
Yes. And who is she? Is she Sister B, the one that's writing this question?
She didn't number herself, but she must be Sister B because she didn't number herself. She said A and C.
And Sister C.
Yeah.
So she must be B.
Yeah, that's how I read it too. Okay.
She didn't give herself a number. But,
Yeah. Okay. I can tell you very quickly that family dynamics in this case is your sister A needs to be part of the family. The fact that you are a healthcare professional makes her feel like she's not being included. She's the one that is taking care of the parents, and she's being excluded from decision making because she doesn't have the qualifications to go with it. So I think that Sister A's attitude would improve greatly if she was consulted and included in the decisions that were being made, and maybe present things to her in a way that doesn't undermine her, that doesn't give her the feeling that you don't know what you're talking about. I'm the professional. So this isn't, you're looking after your parents. This is a case of people working together to serve the elderly parents in the best way possible. So keep that in mind. This is not a case of I'm right and you're wrong. So if Sister C is smart, she's going to stay out of whatever is going on between you and Sister A.
Okay, well, that sounds like good advice. And so, Sherry, what do you have?
Well, I pulled The Lady of the Gift, which talks about generosity, receiving, and withholding. And what it's talking about is tithing, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're giving somebody money. It means you're looking at them as a whole person to decide what it is that you can give to them to help them feel like they're having their needs met. And one of the things it says in the book is to pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception. If you see and think of someone in a certain light, like they don't know what they're talking about, they're just, freeloaders, they're leeching, then that's the vibes you're going to give off, and that person's going to know that. You may not ever say those words, but they're going to feel that. And so you have to be able to look at each and every individual as a separate whole and find what it is that they bring to the table to help everything function fluidly. Because it's not, Sister A and Sister C are not going to see reason if Sister B is busy treating them like they're not worthy.
Well, no, Sister C isn't doing anything right now. She's asking if she'll help.
Oh, okay. She's not.
Reason. And apparently.
And she may think that, why do they want me there in the way when A and B have taken care of it? I'm not necessary. Yeah. Not realizing that you're very necessary because we need the assistance, but you have to let her know that in a way that she feels wanted. I went through that taking care of my mom, wanting to do it all myself, because you feel obligated. That's your mother, you're going to take care of it. But it was learning to let go and let other people step in and also take care of her so that I could step away and get the rest I needed. And it was hard to get to that point. But it's very important to to know and appreciate each individual for who they are and what they bring to the table, because you're all going to bring something different.
Thank you, Sherry. That was good advice. And what do you have, Sharon?
Well, the card I drew was the devil. But what came to me was this Sister A has a lot of baggage. She has a lot of insecurities. Like, as Marina said, she doesn't feel like part of the family. I think Sherry said the same thing. So there's certain beliefs and habits that she has to let go of herself, so that she doesn't feel threatened by, the sister that has the medical knowledge. So I had to draw another card, and there's the Knight of Pentacles. It's going to be slow but steady. She is going, as she's treated as part of the family, included, and that her opinions are actually listened to, because you don't have to be a medical professional to have some good ideas, maybe about the emotional side of things or the spiritual side of things. And and then I said, to answer the question, will Sister C help Sister A? She's going to plant some seeds in Sister A's, head, and help her nurture them. So she is going to help her.
Well, that's good.
What is the, it's those family dynamics. They're just so tricky and so full of habits and past things, baggage.
I have to say, I totally can commiserate with the Circus, because
I have two sisters.
It's a situation, if you have a sister who doesn't have any common sense and they're in that position, and you come in with some common sense, but everyone hit on the highlight of the truth, which is the situation is there for you to step back and allow that sister to come in and be part of the family and a determining factor. And that takes a lot of growth to be able to allow that. And I have a restriction, and this is how your sister is actually feeling. 8 of Swords, restriction, feeling helpless, feeling her hands are tied. She's paralyzed by fear. She feels pressured. She has anxiety. There's all these things going on inside of her because her life is, kind of what she wants it to be.
Well.
So in the same vein, like Sherry said, she's trying to take care of your parents and all of that stuff, but not feeling up to the task, feeling inferior, to you. And so taking out the drama of all that, the healing part is to, as Marina mentioned, also all of you really concluding her in the group of discussion like an equal would go a long way, even though it takes a lot of strength to kind of get over the triggering of all of that.
We trigger each other. It's just terrible from our past.
Sisters, that's, and they're our good mirror for what we need to learn. I totally get what you're saying. So, then we're going to go to, thank you for your question. And the next question is from Stephanie, who's asking me, I ask if my relationship with my daughter will start to heal this coming year, and is there anything I can do to help it? And Marina, you can go when you're ready.
Okay. Yep, just answering. Linda she had a reading question, and I've been letting people know that we don't take questions from the chat. You are more than welcome, however, to put your question in any of our community tabs at least a day before the show airs on Wednesdays. And third-party questions are sometimes difficult to answer because we don't have the other person's permission to read on them. So, what I just do? Well,
but it was it was, yeah.
Yeah.
We were in it together.
It was more, it was more answering that person's, whatever. I certainly didn't get into the sister's energy, but this relationship with your daughter, I can certainly tell you from your point of view, is it going to start to heal? I think it is. I know this is a worry for you. And it's a worry for her as well in a lot of ways. And that I think both of you are kind of stubborn, and each one of you, the last time that you spoke, wanted to be right. And you weren't really listening to what the other person was saying as much as you were trying to think of the next thing to say to validate why you're right. So she kind of feels the same way. I think that you're going to reach out to her and just do it from a place of acceptance and more than anything, just let her know that it's okay to you're not judging. That's a big thing. You're not judging, and maybe speak to her in terms of I feel. Take responsibility for the things that you have done, but be open to hearing what she has to say, and then deal with it. But I think it will get better.
Okay, Sherry, what you got?
Well, when I started shuffling, the 9 of Fire jumped out, and it says, don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, that's a real good message, but it was a jumper. So I just pulled the next card just to see what it would say. And it was a magician. So you have all the tools you need to deal with this. All you have to do is just don't give up and have confidence that you've got what it takes to heal what's going on with your daughter. It just may take a little time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sherry. And Sharon, what do you have?
I agree with both, highly agree with both Marina and Sherry. I mean, you have to be the big person to reach out, but do it from the heart, from non-judgment, from unconditional love. And fess up to your part of it. What are you responsible for? And apologize for that. And when they're telling you how they're feeling, don't go, oh, but, try to justify it. Just listen. Anyways, if you can manage to do that, I have the most positive card in the deck, the Sun. And look, there's that little girl on the horse. That's your daughter. But again, you have to be willing to listen and to own your part of it. Come from the heart and don't be judgmental.
And thank you, Sharon. And for you, Stephanie, I really got a big fresh start coming.
Yeah.
And this really is about an opportunity you're being given to begin again and allow yourself to embrace this new life. Open it fully to the gifts you've been given. And when I say that, I envision you greeting your daughter as if she is a brand new person that you're meeting for the very first time, without any of the baggage or thoughts you had toward your daughter. You're seeing her as a new human being standing before you, and you're greeting her, hello. From that perspective, starting fresh. So that's what I see for you. And I hope that helps. So that is definitely coming forward for you. So thank you, Stephanie, for that question. And let's see. Okay, so the last question is Ness. I would love an energy reading for the next 4 weeks.
Okay. And just a heads up, ladies, I have a Zoom call that I have to be on in 9 minutes. So
we're going to end it right after this question.
Yeah.
And if you have to leave early, we understand.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, I just didn't want to do the Irish goodbye, where 1 minute I'm here, the next minute I'm gone.
Yeah, the Irish sneaking out. Do you know, I was so guilty of that. I'm Irish, and I would do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just disappear quietly. I'm gone.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and yeah, don't forget, Ness. In here, you get 1 card from each one of us. So I got the 3 of Cups, and that is working in tandem with others, profit from joint ventures, group efforts. So this is over the next 4 weeks, energetically, just working with other people, and yeah, being open to collaborations that might come in. So yeah, that's
I'll just go and say balance. They're bringing forward situations where you can learn to balance everything, and yeah, so you'll be going through a little of that to help everything work out. Sherry, what have you got?
I pulled the Sun Dancers. Joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance. And what they're talking about here is expect the best and praise it in advance. This unleashes the magic of mystical magnetic energy, drawing circumstances to you to create the reality that you envision. Give thanks in advance for the grace and goodwill of the divine. Be willing to dance the victory dance. Watch how easily things begin to fall into place. Stay positive and leave the timing up to the divine, which is exactly what this whole show's been about. So what an excellent closer for that.
Yeah,
leave it to spirit.
All of that, Sherry, those things were popping into my head as you were saying that. And I would add, like, stay in the present. Come from your heart.
Yeah.
Don't let your ego get in there. Just try to be open to spirit and divine timing, surrender. And if you can, if we can do that, then oh my God, look at this, the 10 of Cups.
Wow, nice.
So that's pretty positive.
Very good. So we want to thank you all for being here for this Sisters of the Mystical Tarot episode. And hopefully, we'll all be together again with Allie soon, but she's taking care of a few things. So we absolutely love having you in the chat. Your energy is beautiful, and we really look forward to this time with you. And like and subscribe. Go to everyone's channel, Heart Centered Tarot, Voices from the Swamp, and Sharon's Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. To
like Val's channel
videos.
Yeah.
And please, with new subscribers to my channel, because I've reached the next 100 people, 300, I'm over 700 subscribers now. If you go to my channel, leave a comment saying reading or free reading, I'll put you in the draw. And this next week, ladies, I'll be pulling the name on Sisters of the Mystical Tarot.
Very good. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, I'm going to end it here for us.
Thank you.
Marina can run out the door and not be Irish in the process.